Dee, we wanted to talk a little bit about how important the strike is, particularly for your shorter shots, to help with the strike with your longer shots, and why practicing your chipping, pitching and focusing on the strike is so helpful.
Yeah, that is so true, Annie. And the reason we go with chipping is because most people, no offence intended, they don't actually feel good contact when they're doing a full swing, or they might, but not that often. So if we practice this with our little chip,
it's much easier with a little chip.
Yes, because it's a littler swing and you can just really feel what contact's like. You can feel that you're getting it in the centre of the club, that you're getting the ball, then the ground, that old thing of hitting down, which isn't quite right.
So you really get to know what it is to connect properly with the ball.
Yes.
And you're going to improve your chipping at the same time.
Exactly. It's like a little mini swing, less can go wrong. But it's not as easy as you think, as people may think. But the most important thing is it will improve your chipping.
Yes.
Which is your scoring game.
Yes.
And it will improve your full swing or your contact with your full swing.
Yes, exactly. So this exercise, we're going to focus purely on the strike. So let's just go through, first of all, a little bit of technique on chipping and how to chip, basically. And then we'll show you what to do so that you're focusing on the strike and not really worrying too much about the result and the end result of it.
Exactly. So we'll just do the setup for the chip first.
Yes. So
do we have our little Y? Where's our famous Y? So for the chipping, because you're not doing a full swing, so what you want to do is just grip down the club a little bit, because it gives you a little bit more control.
That's important, gives you more control.
So you're down the club, you're still going to have your same tilt forward, your same posture, so don't change that.
That's right.
Stance.
You might have a narrower stance, yes.
Yep, stance a little narrower, same posture, down the grip, the same grip.
Yep.
Anything else that we could add there?
Ball position.
Yeah. Middle to back.
Middle to back. If you want to just keep it simple, you don't have to think too much, just put it in the middle.
Yep. Less thinking. And maybe ever so slightly, but maybe a little bit of pressure on the left side.
Yeah, weight favouring the front a little bit. We don't want to give you too much to think about, though.
So we're down the grip, same grip, same posture, stance narrower, ball position middle to back, favouring the left side a little bit.
Now, what about your stroke? What do you need to do?
So, well, I'm going to use our famous Y. I love this little Y.
This is our Find Your Y training aid, and it's a little gadget that helps you get the feeling of chipping correctly, because the biggest fault with chipping is a little bit of trying to scoop it up and trying to help the ball up. This is going to eliminate that.
So what the Y does, and it's like you swing back, see how my hands actually stay in the Y.
Yes.
They haven't come out of the Y.
That's right.
And then when I go through, they're still in the Y. They haven't gone
over a little
bit.
Yeah,
I like it actually when it crosses over, because it means you've got to do it better. Yeah. So I kind of like that it's so we want back through.
So this Y is just giving you the feeling and firming everything up, because people get a little bit flicky and a little bit scoopy.
So they get a little bit this way?
That's right. That's what goes wrong if you're not chipping well. That could be what you're doing wrong. Yeah.
So the more you do this, the chances are you're going to do this. Or if you do this and then jab into the ground. So the Y is great. So the chipping, as you just said, Annie, is we get our setup and all we're doing is back with the Y and through.
The Y. And then do a little bit of that practice with that technique and just focus on the ball coming off the club. Do you want to have a go doing that?
Yeah, but I think even before we do that, we could just sort of say what we're wanting to get the feeling of is that the club comes down, hits the ball, then the ground, which we've talked about before, which is getting that idea.
That's right, because a lot of people don't realise that it's ball, then turf.
Yep.
So for every shot, other than the driver, which is on a tee, for every shot, it's ball, then turf. So I'm going to come around a little bit more into the front, Dee, so we can see exactly what you're doing.
So I'm only going to do a mini swing, so I'm only sort of going back to here. If you're thinking of a clock face, this is 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I'm just swinging back to here, through to here, keeping my Y.
And I've got us chipping into a bunker, purely because we don't want to worry about the end result.
Yep.
We want to focus purely on this connection and this good technique, because quite often it's the fact that we're worried about where the ball's going that gets us into trouble, isn't it?
And we're worried about where the ball's going. We think it has to get into the air, so we start flicking it. So this will help you control as well your distance and your height for these little shots, which is vital, isn't it?
Perfect.
So we're down the grip and I'm set up, stance is a little narrower, and all I'm going to do is just a few little shots. I'm just aiming in that direction. Okay. So that one I hit behind a little bit, so I could feel that. So I'm doing this with a 9-iron. Same thing, I'm just wanting to feel contact. Oh,
that was sweeter.
That was, I got ball and then ground.
Yep. So just do this over and over again. You don't even need much space. You can do this at home.
I think the important thing is too, to say to people each time you do it, take your hands off and re-grip.
Yes, and re-grip.
And
get your technique right. So you're really focusing on good technique and strike. Nice.
That was, notice where I finished with the nice
so
and flat.
Yes.
None of this action here.
Yes, and that's going to give you that good strike. That good firm follow through that Dennise has got there is going to give you that clean strike.
If I do, I'll do a bad one where I'm going, so can I do two bad ones? So I'll go, here we go, I'm not keeping my white. Oh, and I go, oh, look, Annie, look, it got in the air. I'm so happy, but it was not, it was in the air too much.
That's right.
I flicked it.
That's right.
So I go, oh, but it didn't get up to the flagstick.
And then it lands and stops. It's not the shot you want, is it?
Then the next one I'll go, oh, that works so well. Yes. But I don't quite, oops, and then it goes.
There's no control over
There's no control, and then you hit those ones where it's skinny
and
across the
you got away with that. Because Dennise is a pro, she got away with those shots. So she scooped and got under it and lifted it. But if you're not a really good golfer, what tends to happen is you tend to scull those along the ground.
Through into the bunker.
Yeah, you don't connect.
Yeah.
So we want to keep that firm left side and we want to focus purely on the strike.
So now I'm just working on the feeling of the strike and feeling the technique.
Nice.
So, you know, I can improve on that because a couple of those were a little bit behind.
Yeah,
But the more I do it, the better I'm going to get.
That's right, exactly. And just keep focusing purely on your connection and your strike, and it's just going to get better and better, and then you can slowly take that up to your full swing. You can go through some pitching shots and do the same thing with the pitching wedge. Oh, and there's a little trick, Dennise, that you were saying, that you can do this little drill with a super lofted club.
Yes.
Like
your 56 or your 60. We at proGolfGals are saying, do not use this club to do chip shots, your lob wedge or your 56. If you haven't mastered this little technique, it is disaster. So whatever you do wrong here will be exaggerated big time.
And so that's what's fun to practice with.
It's a training tool.
At the end of having done some focusing on your connection, try it with an extra lofted club, and then if you can still do it, then you know that you're getting it right.
And the sound is, do you want to get us a couple of golf balls? Because I love doing this. Thank you. You're so good. So remember, 56. Oh, Annie, you can get them out of my bag.
I was going to get them out of the bunker. So obedient.
Here we go. So I've got to say, I know it sounds really weird, but I love doing this. I hardly, when I'm playing, ever use this club to chip with.
Yes.
But as a training tool, I like to just use it. Because
the reason you wouldn't use it for chipping is it's too much loft and you tend to blade it a little bit.
Like that. So I bladed it. And I'm a pro and I'm good at this, but I still bladed it. So
that's why if you can master this chip connection with the sandwich or the lob wedge, then you know that you're getting it right. That was cleaner. And obviously the ball will go higher with this
with the loft. But and even that wasn't the way I wanted. But the more I practice it, I get really excited just doing that little shot.
It's a good fun little drill. You can just spend half an hour doing this. Focus on your connection, focus on the strike, keep your technique good.
And once you do it, once you get it, I know I'm getting excited. Once you get it, the sound's amazing. The feel, and it's just on that
How
little
much confidence will you have when you're chipping?
Yeah, and then once you've got confidence in chipping and you don't have to wait, you'll start feeling much better here. And when you're confident in your chipping, your scoring's going to go lower.
It goes all the way through the game. Yes.
Absolutely, so important.
So try that little drill. Let us know how you go.
And keep practicing it. Keep practicing it. Bye for now.